Hey everyone, I'm Dwolf. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about an important topic that I recently learned about, the imposter syndrome, also called the imposter effect or phenomenon. If you're not distracted by me painting my beautiful cat Sephora, you're probably asking yourself, what the hell is an imposter syndrome? Do I have it, and is it contagious? Well, I'm about to spit some knowledge for you. The imposter syndrome effect or phenomenon is defined as a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. It's feelings of inadequacy or phoniness that make one believe that they're undeserving of success. It's basically self-doubt on max, like 500%. Many people who experience this phenomenon describe it as putting on a mask or a face. So who are these people? Basically everyone. While it's not a mental illness or disorder in itself and not contagious, it might as well be. According to research, 70% of people will experience imposter syndrome at least once in their life. Creative people, entrepreneurs, women in STEM field, people in business, mothers, nearly everyone. It's rooted in self-doubt, which is something most people experience. People from oppressed groups such as women and people of color have a high risk because of this dilemma. It's really easy to feel like a fraud, like you don't belong somewhere or your achievements are based on luck when people treat you as such. I found a quote in an article that said, "When you're the only woman or person of color in a room, it often feels like you're in the wrong room." My experience as a black woman has been riddled with the idea that even if I'm doing my best, I have to go above and beyond to be seen as worthy to have the positions I want to hold. Oftentimes, that means taking no breaks to actually enjoy the successes, in fear of not being able to keep up and not being good enough. When you don't take time to enjoy your success, it starts to feel like it does not belong to you, and that's where the problem lies. The imposter syndrome is like the love child of anxiety and low self-esteem. In my life, I've struggled a lot with both, and these are the ways it has manifested itself. That feeling like you don't belong in the room when you're undoubtedly seen as the other. I was the only black woman painter at my university for all 4 years I attended, and one of 5 black art majors in the entire program all those 4 years. In gen ed classes, I was lucky to be one of 3 black students in a lecture hall of 60 plus people. It always felt like I was out of place, and many incidents on my campus contributed to that feeling that I just didn't belong there. It doesn't get better earning my degree and knowing the world of art has always been very male and very white, and I'm neither. I have the worst anxiety when it comes to taking new opportunities unless I know I will be successful, because of the fear someone will one day finally say, "Wow, you suck. Are you even qualified to be here? Are you even qualified to be doing this?" This applies to art jobs, group shows, grad school. It all feels unattainable, even though I'm qualified on paper. It's this constant feeling like you've been winging it every day, but the truth is, you're actually skilled and you haven't been winging anything. The imposter syndrome tends to be very hindering when it comes to knowing your value. As an artist, I've had so many moments being complimented or even in critiques, and instead of giving a simple thank you, I say things like, "Thanks, it could use a little more contrast, and the left eyeball is a little funky, and one of her fingers is too short, blah, blah, blah." But the person on the outside doesn't see any of that. They just see beautiful work. My experience with the imposter syndrome is a fear of failure. Just the idea that if I fail, I would have been exposed of faking all this time, and it would prove everyone right about me, even though a part of me knows that there's not really anyone out there waiting on my downfall. So if you're like me, you have faced this crippling wave of self-doubt in your life. You probably had no idea most people go through it, and that's one of the key components. You think you're the only one who has these thoughts about your abilities and has to fake it until you make it, but the truth is, we all feel like frauds. We're all faking it until we make it. No one is perfect, and yes, you are qualified. Just look how far you've come. Even celebrities face imposter syndrome. Maya Angelou was quoted saying, "I have written 11 books, but each time I think, uh-oh, they're gonna find out now. I've run a game on everybody, and they're gonna find me out." So, I'm not one to present an issue and not give some solutions. So here are some tips on how to cope and push through the imposter syndrome. Number 1, fake it until you become it. It's okay to be a fraud. We all are. Nobody actually has a fucking clue what they're doing. Eventually, you'll realize that everyone has been going through the same thing. We don't see ourselves how others do, and we don't tend to see others how they are. They're just like us. Everyone has a different journey, but we all have been here before. Number 2, understand that your inner voice is not you. They're probably an asshole. It's okay to ignore it and give yourself some extra love. Sit in your success and take breaks and count your blessings. Work on affirmations of your worth and your value to your field, your family, and to yourself. Speaking of affirmations, here is one. Nobody belongs here more than you. Number 3, you're literally not a failure. Sit down and look at your achievements. Embrace them. Sit in your success. You are not a failure, and it's not coming anytime soon. But if it is, number 4, fail and fail hard. Wow, I'm really sounding like a cliche, but seriously. Go out and fail, because fail is how we learn lessons. Get back up, dust off your butt, and try again. 5, expose yourself. I'm not talking about getting butt naked, but self-truth gives you freedom. Over the recent years, I've gotten in the habit of talking about my struggles with mental health and sharing my story and experience with others. Talking to other people helps you get rid of the idea that you are alone, because you're not. My professors have experienced imposter syndrome, my counselors, close friends, etc. Just talk about it. It really helps. Number 6, fuck what they think. Stop looking to others for validation. Comparison is a hell of a drug. It kills creativity, motivation, and most of all, self-esteem. Stop looking to others for validation because it won't get you anywhere. Be your own competition and your biggest fan. Number 7, your biggest value is that you are the only you. That in itself makes you worthy to be where you are. Own that. What do you bring to the table that no one else does? Number 8, play, experiment, and keep going. This goes along with the idea of failure and is geared mostly towards artists. Try new things, experiments, fuck up, take new opportunities, reinvent yourself, keep going. And number 9, stop letting fear control your life. This is the hardest one for me, but if you're watching this, I'm taking the first step right now. This is my first YouTube video, and definitely not the last. Thanks for joining me for the musings of a Black artist. Hope you tune in next time for some random art and conversation. If you like this video and want to stay tuned for art talks and other musings, please like and subscribe and turn on the bell to be notified for any upcoming content. Until then, see you in my next video. Peace.